some of the basic settings your photo booth Surface Pro should be at. Okay, so number one, as you can see, I'm in the settings portion, and what I ended up doing was clicking up here under search. So I'll start from the beginning. You're going to go here to the Windows tab, go to the settings gear. You're going to click right here and just type in power, right? And you'll see that right up here it says power and sleep settings. You're going to click on that. You're going to also change all of these to never. Never, 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 never. All of those to never. And the reason for that is because when you're leaving your photo booth as a drop off and nobody's touching it, it will go to sleep and that it'll turn off your photo booth. So we don't want that to happen. So it's super important that you guys change that, okay? Number two, just because your Surface Pro is brand new out of the box, guess what? You still need to update, okay? So you can see I just opened up this Surface Pro, brand new out of the box, and you'll notice that there's a bunch of different Surface installations that I need to do. So make sure you click on install until this whole list is completely done is when you could start running your darkroom booth, okay? So while that's working, I'm going to go over here to our Windows. I'm going to go to Google. I went to google.com and I'll just show you really quickly. This is what I did. I just typed in dark room booth download. I clicked on that. You can scroll down here. I'm going to click on the first one. We're going to click on darkroom booth. Then we're going to scroll all the way down until it says download booth 3 here. So we're going to click on that first. And now we're going to download the actual file, which is this first one here. So that's the latest one. You could see that it was released on the 5th. That will be the latest one. So go ahead and click on that. When you click on that, it will start downloading. Okay. Once it downloads, which I already downloaded it, you're going to hit open file. This is where this shows up. Okay. So it's just super important that you guys do. Make sure you hit next and you're actually installing the program. For those of you that already have the photo booth systems, this has already been done for you. But for those of you that are actually building your own system on your own, this is the process that you have to do. So make sure you do this. Do not skip any pieces of this. Otherwise, you will have problems. So wait for this to install, and then I'm going to show you the basic settings that we need to have our photo booth at. Okay, so we'll just wait a couple minutes. Should be a couple moments. Let's see what our installs at looking like over here. Another thing down here where it says view optional updates, you can click on it and it'll give you like a whole nother list, but looks like everything's installing pretty good. I'm going to minimize that. Okay, this is finished. We're going to hit done. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to exit out, and then I'm going to move this camera over just a bit. You'll see that darkroom booth has been downloaded here. What I like to do is click and hold onto this, pin to taskbar, so that way it's always down here, and then I'm also going to pin to start. Okay, so that way it's on our start screen as well, which is over here. All right, so it's here and here in case you were to ever change it up. Other thing that you're going to want to download is TeamViewer. Okay, TeamViewer is an easy thing to download. Just go to Google, just the same thing that we did, type in TeamViewer download the free version. This is for tech support. So for those of you that have purchased the systems, you will have this already downloaded in your software, in the photo booth already. So anytime you need help, you just call us, send us your username and passcode. Your passcode always changes all the time, so you don't have to worry about us trying to log in. Okay, so we're gonna open up Darkroom. And for those of you that have your activation code, people that have purchased a code from us, it will be on here as a text file. So right now I'm going to just label this as dark room. Whoops. See that what's happening right now is it's installing some of the installs right here, these updates, and that's what happens. And this is why you want to make sure this is done before you download Darkroom, so that this stuff doesn't happen. So we'll let that finished. I'm probably gonna have to, yep, see, restart required. So we're gonna go ahead and hit restart. And this is what happens. Your computer just goes on just like total haywire when installs are going through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a minute. Let me see if it responds. Okay, we'll restart it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go behind the booth and actually hold down the button for 10 seconds. So I'm going to hold this down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Letting it go. It should have gone all black. Perfect. Now I'm going to turn it on. It should be turning on now. And then the next thing we're going to do is just make sure that all those updates are complete. Okay, so wait till this turns on. For all of you that have purchased your photo booths, all of your passwords have been set to password, all lowercase, in case you forget. It's just password. You guys can go ahead and change that once you receive your booth. All of these updates should have already been done for you. If you've purchased a system from us, this has already been done. This usually takes about an hour long, just because there's so many updates needed. So what we'll do is I'm just going to go through after this is done, I'm going to make sure that the updates are being installed. And then we're going to go back to darkroom settings really quickly. So we'll just wait for this. And in the meantime, while you guys are watching, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and then hit that little bell notification. So anytime we release new videos, that will be available as a notification on your phone. So be sure to do that now. All right, you see that there's another install going, and this is the reason why we always recommend to at least wait an hour before going to any event, because if you try to do this before going to an event, you're going to be in big trouble. I'll guarantee you're going to be late to set up. So we'll scroll up, type in our password. Did I type in? Yep. Hit OK. We're going in. Remind me later. Close that. We're going to go to our settings again, make sure that those updates are being installed while we're working in our darkroom. So there we go. As you see, that's happening again, and it will continue happening because look at all these things that are available to download. So we'll let that do its thing. So those of you that have the your darkroom code, you're going to have something like this. You just click on it and it'll show you your darkroom code. For security reasons, I'm not going to display it here for this person. So I'm going to hit open up darkroom. I'm going to hit activate, and this is where you're going to type in your darkroom code, password, and confirm. Just type in password, all lowercase. Type in your information, your company information, email, phone number. Type all that information in. Right now, I'm not going to do that just for security reasons. The main things that I want you guys to remember when we're doing this is we're going to click here on events. We're going to click on these three little tabs and create a new event. And we're going to label this event 2 by 6 and then events. So anytime we have an event where somebody wants a 2 by 6 photo strip, we're always going to click on that little tab. All right, as you see, more updates are coming through. Close that out. Wait for it to go back to normal. There it is. All right, and like I said, this is why we do the updates before we download Darkroom. Otherwise, when we have issues in Darkroom, it's because of the updates that Microsoft has yet to install. So if you guys ever have problems with Darkroom, the first thing that Darkroom is going to tell you is make sure that all of these are cleared out. Okay, so if you ever have problems, make sure you go there first before you're calling Darkroom, because they will check that first. And if that's not fixed, then Darkroom will not work correctly. All right, so now that we created that, I'm going to go to my Photos tab. This is where all your big pictures will be. This is where all your photo strips will be. And then under your settings, we're going to click on Output. And these are the things that we want to check off. We're going to click off Print Photo because we're always going to print. We're going to click off Email, Photo to Phone so they can text, Save Output 1, and Copy Original 1. Those are the main settings that we're always going to include, okay? Next step, what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, click and hold on your screen, hit New, Folder, and this folder is going to be your event photos. So we can just do your photos. We could just label it Photos. You can label however you want, but that's where all of your pictures are going to be dropped in. And the reason why we do this is after your party, your customer is going to say, hey, wait a second, I want a copy of every single picture. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to connect your USB hub. So I'm going to show you really quickly. So I'm going to show you back here. This is how I have it set up. This little USB hub, you're going to connect your flash drive, right? Your flash drive, you connect it there. And all you're going to do is drag and drop that folder, that event folder, into the flash drive. And then you're going to give that flash drive to your customer, okay? So the way we do that is because we enabled the Save Output 1 and Copy Originals 1, we have to make sure that this button is being designated to that folder. So I'm going to click on Photos. So you saw I just clicked on Browse, found my folder, hit Photos, hit OK, make sure it's a JPEG, best quality, full size, perfect. Copy Original 1, same thing. We're going to have it all being designated to our Photos folder. So that way, as the event is going on, all the pictures are just being dropped into that folder, okay? Next setting is a huge one. I'm going to turn on my camera. All right, Canon T7 has been connected. We're going to go over here to Live View and make sure you enable this external flash mode. External flash mode will not pop up unless your Canon is connected. So make sure you turn on your camera first, click on that, and then I'm going to click on this. Always on before and during session. So that way the customer, when they step in front of the booth, they will always see themselves live, okay? So next setting, we're gonna go to our screens. And our screens, what I like to do is click on Choose. You have a bunch of different samples here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you really quickly how to make just a generic one. So I'm gonna use this little blue one down here. Double click that. Click on my live view. Size, fill entire screen. I want to make sure that this whole 12-inch screen is being filled with their faces, okay? So we hit size, fill entire screen, then I'm going to hit order, send to back, and there we go. So we have our tabs where people can see themselves right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to change this to 2, 1 up here, and 4 down here. Hit OK. Now I'm going to stretch this out. It's really hard to get this, so what I could probably do is do something like this. And the reason why I do that, whoops, I'm going to move that countdown back there, so that way they can see themselves. The other way I would probably block somebody, so I'm going to move the text up, the countdown. This is going to be your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and if you double click on it, you could change the color. So most people are wearing black and white. I'm not going to let that mesh with them, so I'm going to just change that to red. Same thing with your text. I'm going to change that to red as well. And all I did was just double tap it and change my color. You could also change the text if you want to too. You could hit that. And next, I'm going to make an exit button, add shape, rectangle, booth command. Whoops. I'm going to turn that off. Hit booth command. Hit exit, OK, hit OK, and you'll notice it is a black box. This little black box, I'm just going to make it bigger and put it right here in the top right hand corner. But what I want to do is I want to make it invisible so that way nobody sees it. So I double clicked it, clicked on opacity. I'm going to go to 0 instead of 100, and then you'll see what happens with it. It will just go invisible, okay? Next, I'm going to make a filter button. Right now, those are black and white, but I want to make one filter button. So I'm going to double click on that. Click on text. Filters. okay. Go to General, and then right here at the bottom where it says when shown, we're gonna edit that. Oops. Always visible, because we want to give them the option to change anytime. We're going to click on edit on the second option where it says booth command, and we're going to click on toggle, color, grayscale, retro, and sepia. Uncheck this and hit OK. Then we're going to click OK, and we have officially made a filters button. Next, I'm going to use this copies button and I'm going to make it into a start button. So I'm going to double click on this. You see where it says the same thing, when shown. Show with start instructions and hide during session. Okay. Booth command, right now it's under reprint, which we want to change that to a start button. Start session, hit OK. It still says copy. We're going to go to text and type in start. And hit OK. So we've officially just moved our pictures down here so that way they can see themselves. Our live view is big, our countdown is red, our text is red, our exit button is right here, our filters button will toggle through all the different colors, and our start button is done. So I'm going to hit save as, and I'm going to label this as my main screen. I'm going to just hit label it as main and hit save. All right, so you see here, it's already been made. I'm going to click on choose, and that's going to be my main screen. So now if I hit start booth, no printers are detected. Let's take care of that right now. Hit set up. On the top right hand side, you'll see global settings. Click here, printer options, add printer on the top right. If you purchased with us, you have a DS40, hit add, hit OK. That's it. Now you go back to events in the top center, hit start booth. No printers are detected. That's okay. We're going to hit continue. And then no email account is set up. So we're going to just hit continue for now. I'm going to take this off. And you'll notice that now I'm on the screen, right? So if I twist the inside of my ring, you'll see I'm twisting it in there. I could zoom in and I can zoom out, right? So, and I'm not in focus right now, which is okay, because after the picture's about to take a picture, I'm gonna just show you really quick. It's focusing on me right now. So 3, there's our red countdown. There's our filter button. So I'm gonna show you right now our filter button. There's our black and white. I'm gonna tap it one more time. There's our sepia, 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to test out my exit button, which is right here in the top right hand corner, right? When I hit that, it exits out. Okay, so one of the things, if you noticed, I'm going to hit okay. Press the the space bar to begin, right? I don't want that. So how do I change that? Let's exit. Let's go up here. Let's go to text up here. And this is where you can change that. So we can do press start to begin. There we go. You could also edit any of these that you'd like. Hit X. Come on. There we go. Hit start. Continue. Continue. And you'll see it's updated. Press start to begin. All right, so I'm going to exit, and then the last thing that we're going to do on the top right hand side, click on global settings, and you're going to click on email, double click on this, type in your photo booth company name, so PB company, type in your company name and your email address, and that's your business email address. Anytime an email or a text message has been sent, they can send a message back to you and it will be replied to this email address. So make sure you guys put that information there, plus your company here, okay? So once that's done, hit okay, and then go back. You've already officially set up, if you remember over here under output, email and text, you've already set those up by checking that off. So just a little recap. Over here, we created that event folder. And if you see, if I click on all of these, they're all different settings. So make sure you're using this 2x6 folder here, okay? And just a little quick tip, if you want to create a folder where it says 4x6 prints, you just click on this, edit, duplicate. You can see it's showed if there's another one right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 4x6. So now if a customer hits me up and they're like, hey, I want a 4x6, I'm going to click on 4x6, click here, 4x6, select my design, and ready to go. So you'll notice here, if I click back to my 2x6, all of my settings are there. I'm going to leave this to match output, so that way anytime I'm changing to photo strips, it's always going to be updated to whatever strips. So just a little recap, whatever is you're seeing here is what's going to be printed. Okay, so if I click on 4x6, this is what's going to be printed. All of my exact same settings that I just did are now going to be transferred here. So the only thing that you guys have to do is decide whether you're going to be doing a 2x6 photo strip or a 4x6. Then you're going to click on settings output. That'll bring you here. You click on choose, select the photo strip you want, edit. Right, I don't need this. I'm going to delete it. Edit the name that you want. Edit your text. Edit the color. Hit OK. Once you're done, hit save and click on the photo strip you want. Hit choose, and that's it. Now you're ready to start your photo booth session. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I know it's pretty long, but that's one of the main things that a lot of people ask is, how do I get my photo booth set up, ready to go? That's what you're gonna need to do, okay? So in the meantime, as we're continuing this, I'm gonna show you how many more restarts we're gonna have to do. We're gonna restart another time. I think it's usually about 3 to 4 times where you have to restart in order for your photo booth to be officially ready. I know you guys don't have the time to, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this out and make sure I keep going back to my start, settings, update, and making sure that this whole list, you see now it's a lot smaller than before, which is great, but now I need to restart this one more time and keep going through that in order for me to have a successful event, okay? So remember, don't call darkroom until your updates are completely done. That's the #1 error that a lot of people get into. So again, if this video helped you out, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and be sure to visit our website, 360photoboothexpert.com. We have a bunch of new photo booths there. We have 360 booths, and we have tutorials just like this available for you for every single photo booth out there, okay? Again, my name's Agatha with 360 Booth Expert. Be sure to write down any comments you guys have there. I'll be sure to make sure to answer those for you. All right, guys, we'll see you.